scares you every time, doesn't it?
Every time.
Every single time it gets you. What's up, everybody? My name is Aubrey.
And I'm Megan.
And, man, we're glad that you're with us. We are so glad for day 16 of 28 days. Can you believe that? Can you believe it's already been 16 days?
I can't.
That feels wild. But it has been. It's been 16 days.
Also wild that we're like halfway through
February.
The second month of the year already. I feel like it was just New Year's.
Yeah, that is pretty wild. That is really wild, actually, now that you think about it.
Yeah.
Well, glad you guys are here. If you're just hanging out with us, maybe you're just jumping on, you saw this. A few things up front. We love when you get involved. So if you have a question or something hit your brain, or just say hi in the comments. We love when you guys get involved. It makes these a lot more fun. Second, we're going live. Well, I'm going live and roping in Megan as many as I can.
Yep.
For 28 days straight. So that's every day in February. So we're day 16, only 12 left. That's wild.
That is wild.
Might just have to keep it going. I'm having fun. I'm enjoying this. And sometimes, so these are lives that we're doing. Sometimes we talk, we know what we're talking about. Sometimes we don't. Sometimes you guys ask questions and give us our subject. Or maybe there's not a subject. Tonight, honestly, I have no idea what.
Yeah, we literally just looked at each other right before we got on and said, what are we talking about?
I had an event in Arcadia tonight, so I got home not too long ago. So I haven't had really time to think about it.
This thing is not really a...
You can loosen it.
Friend of my hair.
Oh, I gotcha.
It's fine.
But you just said to me, I'm a little like flustered, I guess is a word. Because you just showed me or just told me about, you're like, have you heard about this revival in Kentucky?
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, you might lean forward a little bit so people can see you. And I'm like, what? What are you talking about? One, the word revival, I don't like very much.
Why?
Like, I get it, and I'm not like judging it for people who use it. Revive means bring something back from the dead. I like awakening.
I did see somebody put awakening.
Because you're not dead, like spiritually. So when people talk about revival, they talk about it spiritually. You know, like, let's revive. It's not dead. God
it's
is
just not awakened.
The image of God is in everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody's waiting to be awakened to who God's created them to be. And so I'm not a huge fan of the word revival, but you said, have you heard of this? And I'm like, no. And so I'm looking up on TikTok, and this thing's going like viral on TikTok. And they've been doing service for 8 days straight. 8 days.
Yeah.
Here's the crazy part of it. So I'll tell you why it flusters me a little bit.
Like when you say fluster, is that a good thing?
Yeah.
Like a good fluster?
I guess I'm in the middle of processing.
Oh, okay.
I guess that's a better word. Like I'm thinking out loud right now.
Gotcha.
Because you told me that, and literally I'm looking at TikTok like right when we start, and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
And not only there, but now it's happening at 5 different universities.
That's wild.
And it's amazing. And I'll give you context why it probably excites me so much. Many of you that know us know we've been in led church and been senior pastors, been every kind of pastor, and done everything from, well, everything. So been in ministry for a long time.
Scrubbing toilets to leading worship.
Yeah, to preaching, to everything.
Yeah.
We've done it. Kids, students, adults, dogs. Actually, we have done dogs.
Yep.
Remember that dog days?
Yeah.
Where everybody brought their dog to church. Anyways, so we've been in church for a long time, and I have nothing against church. But part of what the Lord has put in my heart so much is like, we're so married to the way we do things.
Yeah.
In the church world. You know, it's like, well, this is how you do it. And if you do it differently, it's not right.
Mm-hmm.
And I just have a hard time with that because that's not biblical.
Right.
Like the way the church met changed. I mean, you want to talk about practical? Like take God I mean, you don't take God out of church, but take all that out. When the church got persecuted, they weren't meeting in the temple courts anymore.
Mm-hmm.
They were meeting underground in homes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it changed.
Yeah.
So it was still church. It was still God's people gathering.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Mm-hmm. But
in some ways, I just feel like we've built this giant machine. And we've just created this way of doing things, and almost, and please, I'm not anti-church. I'm not.
You're not.
I just think we've created this way of doing things, and it's almost like the way of doing things has become following Jesus. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And if you look at like how the church started, like, this is what I desire, and this is probably why this is not triggering in a bad way. It's triggering me in a good way. Seeing this happen is because Jesus dies, right? If you're just jumping on here, I'm deep right now. I'm thinking out loud right now. Okay,
you're jumping straight into the deep end
you
right
are,
now.
You are. Megan showed me these videos of this revival that's happening where they've had 8 days straight. I just saw a couple people jump on. That's why I'm explaining this.
Gotcha.
And I'm processing out loud. So if you look at how the church started, Jesus dies, goes to heaven, and tells his disciples right before he goes, he says, hey, go and make disciples of all the nations, blah, blah, blah. Go to the upper room, which is where Pentecost happened, and wait for the promise that I've given you. So he's promised them the Holy Spirit. In fact, he tells them it's actually better for me to leave because of what's to come.
Yeah.
So put yourself in these guys' shoes. You walked the earth with Jesus. All the miracles you read about in the Bible, you saw.
Mm-hmm.
This was only 3 years that all this stuff happened.
Yeah.
And so you've walked with Jesus. You saw him die. He's back now, resurrected from the dead. You went to the tomb where he's no longer there.
Mm-hmm.
And he appears to you and you're like, what?
And
right?
he's like, yo, check out my scars.
And then it's like, oh, he's back. Sweet.
Is that sacrilegious to say, yo, check out my scars?
No, okay. You're good. Probably helpful to more people to understand that way. So I'm putting myself in the shoes of these guys, right? And then he says, okay, guys, it's time for me to go to my Father.
Mm-hmm.
But go to the upper room and wait for the promise that I've given you. So this is Jesus' like last things. Tells them to go to the upper room and wait.
Yeah.
So they go to the upper room. They have no idea what's about to happen. Zero. Except, hey, he promised us this Holy Spirit, and we don't even know what the heck that is.
Yeah.
But this is why this revival thing excites me so much, even though I don't love the word revival, is because that is what I desire in church.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it wasn't built on the way they were doing things because they didn't even know what the heck they were waiting for.
Mm-hmm.
It was just, let's gather because we are so freaking excited about what God is doing and what he's about to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So that's what excites me when I see that, is I'm like, oh, these people are just like, from what I understand, they went to a service, something just broke out, and they haven't stopped for 8 days.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and it's not a certain way. Listen, I've planned a lot of services in my life. Planning an 8-day service is dang near impossible.
Yeah.
In the structure that we're used to having church in.
Yeah.
So this is like a bunch of people just hungry for what God is doing.
Mm-hmm.
And they have no clue what he's doing. But it's like, you know what? I don't care if we meet here for 8 days. I don't care if it's an hour. I don't care if it's 8 days. I don't care if it's here or there or where. Mm-hmm. Sounds like a Dr. Seuss book now.
Here, there, everywhere.
Everywhere. I don't care. But I'm so hungry for what God is going to do. And I'm so excited about what God is doing.
Yeah.
The way we do it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
That's what I'm after.
Yeah.
That's what I'm interested in. You know?
Mm-hmm.
And that's why that excites me so much.
Yeah.
Is because you see that and you're like, there are people that are hungry for that. I know I am. I'm done with the games, man. I am. I've been done with the games for probably about 5 years.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm not saying all church is games. I'm not saying that. So don't. Here's the litmus test. If you want to check your own. Oh, thank you. Maybe that's why I'm so intense right now.
Something was off.
Yeah.
And this music's like.
It's my palm tree. Here, I'll turn it down. There you go. So here's a litmus test then. You don't like this song? I'll change it.
Change the song.
Okay.
I'm not vibing.
Absolutely vibing. Oh, this one's called Buzzin'.
Vibe for free.
Absolutely vibing for free. So here's the litmus test. If you want to personally test yourself, or if you're a leader, if you want to test yourself. Is my relationship with the Lord built in a way that if I had to change the way I do it, it wouldn't affect my relationship with God?
That's good.
So, great example, COVID.
Mm-hmm.
Is my relationship with God real enough, built in a way that if I can't have a service, my spiritual life doesn't fall apart?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
If let's say you lead a church or a business or whatever, you know,
mm-hmm.
is my church built in a way that if we weren't able to have service and we had to meet in homes or we had to go underground, would it be a change of vision, or would it be just us following Jesus? You know?
Yeah.
And the same principles for business. If COVID were to hit again,
yeah,
is your business ready for that?
Yeah.
Can you still function, or are you so married to the way that you do things that if it had to change, it would sink you?
Yeah.
Spiritually, business, anything.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
That's what I'm after, man. I'm after the thing, like what's the thing that no matter what happens, no matter what changes, no matter how we have to do it, that's what I'm after.
Yeah.
And most likely what's going to happen is that's what's happening right now. And probably they'll try to make it some sort of
thing.
Yeah. And then it'll fade away.
Yeah.
I hope not, but that's our tendency is something works and we try to make it a thing. And then we actually lose the juice that it had because the thing becomes the juice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's just the way it happens.
Yeah.
That's what we always try to do. And biblically, I always like tell people, and you know, Jesus did the miracle where he fed the 5,000.
Mm-hmm.
And you know that story.
Yeah.
Where he feeds the 5,000 and he tells his disciples, get baskets, pass it out. He multiplies the fish and the bread and feeds them. And then they bring baskets back. Well, baskets were the key organization of that miracle.
Mm-hmm.
What we would do if that happened in modern days is we would start a basket ministry. Mm-hmm. And we would say, okay, we have to have baskets every single time. Well, that never happened again.
Yeah.
The next miracle was totally different.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So how do you organize for a moment, but yet not be so married to how that specific time was organized that you can move with what God is doing?
Yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm. I think it's tricky though, because you have to.
I don't know. Does that make sense?
No, it does.
But that's what excites me about this.
Yeah.
Is these people are like, I'm just hungry. Like, I'm just excited about what God is doing.
Yeah.
And I don't care if it's 8 days long. That's insane.
Yeah.
For me to sit in a service for 8 days, it's got to be God.
Yeah.
That's a long service.
I don't know if they're like, I think they're breaking because like obviously there are people who can't like just continue to sing for 8 days straight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think they're breaking because there are like lines to get in each day.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. Okay. Either way, I think
I
think it's awesome.
It's amazing.
And I think that is a principle that we have to learn as Christ followers, as church leaders, as business leaders, just as people, God's people in the world is how do we model our businesses? How do we model our churches? How do we model our personal relationship with God in a way that is not married to the way we do it?
You know? Yeah. That's good. I mean, I think just the way that the world is moving now, the pace that it's moving, everything changes so fast. And so it's foolish to be married to a certain way that things are done.
Yeah.
You know, because everything else is changing so fast. Like, you can't expect everything else to be changing around you. I mean, obviously, there are foundations. So
it's principles.
There's principles, but also, like, keep the main thing. I mean, Jesus, resurrection, you know, like those things don't change.
No.
But your delivery of it.
Well, it's like even like church. I mean, you want to talk about the principle, every pastor in America is, you know, don't forsake the gathering. Get here Sunday morning at 10:30 a.m.
Yeah. And
that's good. There's nothing wrong with Sunday morning at 10:30 a.m.
Yeah.
But it's not the only way to gather. You know what I mean? There's other ways to do that too.
Yeah.
But gathering is the principle. Intentional time of gathering with other believers to connect with God. You know, that's biblical.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have to be Sunday morning at 10:30 a.m.
Yeah.
You know, and it doesn't have to be 2 fast songs, a slow song, an MC, and a message.
Pass the offering bucket.
And again, I'm not a church hater. I'm just saying, like, that's what excites me about this, because that is so what I desire. Like, what if church was just people just excited about what God was doing in their lives, what he's doing in their city, what he's doing in their business, what he's doing in their family? Like, what if that was following Jesus? You know?
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyways, that excited me. The other piece that's so cool about it too, and if you're jumping on here, you're hearing the audio version of my brain right now, which may be confusing. This is how my brain works. The other crazy thing is I had a conversation at this event that I was at about this Ohio thing. Somebody asked me, have you heard about this train in Ohio?
Yeah.
Which I've seen it all over Twitter. You know, there's chemicals and stuff dying and all this. And it's like something as disturbing as that. I don't know all the details, but I mean, it seems like a pretty big deal.
Man.
Toxic chemicals in the air seems like a bad deal.
This week, like, all the things that have happened in the last week, like, just around the world, in general, bananas.
Yes.
Like, what the heck is going on?
But that's what's so crazy about it.
On the flip side, like, seeing this, 5 universities, like, breaking out in revival.
That's what I'm saying.
Half the world's on fire and half the world's in revival.
The other half's in, well, there's only 2 halves.
Yeah.
Third is in war. I mean, it's so that's what I'm getting to, though. That's kind of the cool thing about it.
Yeah.
Is like the duality of these things happening at the same time. Because a lot of people always think, you know, oh, well, for God to move, you know, there's not going to be any bad things to happen. Well, that's not true.
Well, I think that's more when it happens. When bad things are happening, people...
When does light shine the brightest?
In the darkness.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Faith is not the absence of doubt.
Yeah.
If you didn't have doubt, you wouldn't need faith.
Yeah.
Peace is not the absence of conflict. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's this duality of these things happening at the same time. And I think it's so cool. But on one end, like, we had something come up in our lives, and I was really just meditating on it and reflecting on it. And I called you and I said, I think this came up now. I feel like the Holy Spirit impressed on me that this came up now
Mm-hmm.
because where he's taking us, we can't take that with us. Like if we don't deal with this now, it will actually hinder what he wants to do in our lives.
Yeah.
You know, which flips your perspective. And I think that's so, because your perception dictates how you react.
Yeah.
How would you say that? Your perception dictates your action. How about that? The way you see something. So like, example, if your depth perception is off and you're driving.
Yeah.
You may think a car is closer than it really is.
Yeah.
So you slam on your brakes and the car is really 4 car lengths ahead of you, or vice versa, where you think the car is far away and you don't act
And you're in
and
the
you
car.
smash it.
Yeah.
Right? So your perception either way dictates the action.
Yeah.
Well, so in a situation like ours, or maybe something happens in people's lives and it seems bad, it's all about the way you perceive it.
Yeah.
Your perception. Because sure, it may be hard, and sure, you may have to deal with it, and sure, I mean, nothing's fun to deal with.
Right.
But what if your perception is the way that God sees it? Maybe it's him trying to pluck something out so that he can take you where he wants you to go.
Yeah.
That's a different perception, and you attack it differently if you have that perception.
Yeah.
As opposed to, oh, it's so bad. Oh, I just never catch a break in my life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You take on this victim thing where if your perception is, man, thank you, God, for bringing this up now and not later.
Yeah.
You know? Because it really would have sucked worse later.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a perception thing. Your perception dictates your action. That's good. I should write that down.
Perception or perspective?
I don't know. I'd have to look up the difference. Anyways, man, this is a deep one.
It is.
And we're both half asleep and it's deep. Bad. I have to rewatch this tomorrow and be like, was that sound? Was that good? Hey, if you're on here, say what's up. I see people hop on. Pop on.
Pop on.
Remember when our kids used to say that? Pop on. That really does excite me about that, though. So basically, February 16th, guys, 28 days of live. The entire February 16th was me spewing thoughts as I was processing this thing happening in Kentucky. Excites me.
Yeah.
It does. Now you're vibing?
Now I'm vibing.
Absolutely vibing for free. What was that from?
For free.
Ryan Trahan.
What? Absolutely vibing?
Yeah, absolutely vibing for free.
Oh.
That Ryan Trahan 30 days across America
Oh, yeah,
to deliver a penny to Mr. Beast.
Mr. Beast.
6,000. Oh, Mr. Beast, I know his name. All right. Well, I guess nobody wants to say hi to us tonight. We must smell bad. You don't smell bad.
I don't.
No, you smell good. Do I?
You smell good.
I do. All right. Do you have anything else? It's kind of hard to keep talking after that deepness.
I know. Where are the other universities?
Lee University in Tennessee.
Yeah.
Ohio Christian? Sounds like somebody's knocking on the door.
I know.
This song sounds like somebody's knocking on the door. I don't know if you guys can hear it well.
Hi, Shar.
Shar Rother. Shar's a night owl like us.
She is.
I feel like if we do this at a normal time, Shar might not be on there.
Nope, not late enough.
Oh, that's funny. There was Lee University, Ohio Christian University, Asbury University. There were 2 more. I don't remember what they were.
That's so cool.
Sick. Sicky. So, I hope this inspires you. Dawn has made me become one. Oh, that's funny. Dawn's a night owl.
Oh wow. See, I would not. I would think it was Shar and Dawn's the one who goes
The
to bed
early morning.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
What would you consider yourself? You're like a hybrid.
Yeah.
What's a morning person? Like the night person's an owl. What's a morning person? Like a
No, I thought the morning person. Oh wait.
like a night owl, right?
Oh yeah.
What's a morning person?
I
Like a
don't remember.
parakeet?
No, there's different. There's different animals. I can't remember. Hold on, I gotta look.
What's
it
a
up.
morning bird? What's the one that sings in the morning? I don't know.
Night owl. Oh, lark.
Lark.
That's what it
the
is.
one. So you're kind of a hybrid, I think.
Yeah, and I think there is one in the middle.
I'm definitely a night owl.
I listened to a Jay Shetty podcast about this one time.
I'm definitely.
The chronotime. Is it? No, that's not it.
Speaking of night owl, I have to get up and get to the city early tomorrow.
Early.
I have to leave at like 6 something. That's funny because you say that, and for some people, that's not early. And other people are like, oh my gosh, 6 a.m.
It's funny because I actually saw 2 different things today about getting up early.
Yeah.
One was a podcast like how to get up early. And then another one was Taylor Madu. She's talking about how she's been getting up at 4:30 and stuff every morning. Like, is this the Lord telling me to get up early? Not 4:30 early.
Wait, the Lord. What?
I said, is this the Lord? Because I saw these 2 things.
Oh, I thought you meant like the Lord wakes her up at 4:30.
No, I said, is that the Lord telling me I need to get up early?
I'm not sure God's awake at 4:30. He sleeps until at least Starbucks opens.
At 5:30.
Talk about sacrilegious. My goodness. Does Starbucks open at 5:30?
I don't know.
Have you ever been to Starbucks when it opened?
Yeah, I think I had to work one time when it opened.
We should go one morning.
Back in the day.
We should go get there at like 5:20 and just wait at the door.
Yeah.
So when they get there, we're just like standing there. And they'll be like, all right, we'll be right with you. And then they walk in, they're like psychos.
Yeah.
Well.
Okay.
All right. Well, we love you guys. It's day 16, 28 days late, 28 days live. We've got 12 left. How many of those 12 do you think you're going to do with me?
I don't know. I said every other night, and here, how many? I think I've maybe not done 2 of them.
So here's the thing. Like when these 28 days are up, should we keep doing lives or should I just do like an interview probably every other week?
I don't know. What do the people want?
What do the people want? So when the 28 days is up, February 28th, when we hit March, should I keep doing lives? Maybe not every day. Should I keep doing lives or should I just do an interview? Like we'll start every other week. We'll do an interview.
Yeah.
You know? Well, if you enjoy these lives, I'll do them. I think they're fun.
Yeah.
I do want to do the interviews though. Those are fun too.
Yeah.
Well, let us know in the comments if you think we should keep doing lives and do the interviews. Let us know in the comments. If you're on here live, you can comment if you're watching the replay. Otherwise, we are going to go to bed. Appreciate you guys. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks. If you're watching the replay, it's 10:42 p.m. right now, which is why we're going to bed. But clearly, you probably just woke up. So,
good morning.
Good morning, Lark.
I don't know what a lark sounds like, but
A lark?
Mm-hmm.
Whoa, that was pretty good.
That was good.
What is that? Oh, that's our whistle.
I was like,
So, okay, we will leave you with this tip and trick. If we're like in Target and we get separated,
just don't use the same one as us.
yeah, you come up with your own dang whistle. But this is our whistle. Like if we can't find each other or the kids like wander off and they're trying to find us, this is our whistle. And we whistle back and we can find each other.
Yep.
And people look at us like, you weirdos, but it's actually pretty brilliant if you think about it.
Mm-hmm.
And I whistle weird.
Yeah.
How do you whistle? So, yeah, most people whistle with like their lips like, I can't do that. I go.
You go like. There's Buddy.
Oh, hi, buddy. The dog came. Come here, buddy. You want to say hi, buddy? Should we let Buddy say hi?
Sure. Hi, Buddy. Hope you find your dad. Oh, Coda.
Buddy? This is Buddy. He's our first dog. He's our first adopted. Not firstborn. He's first.
Hi, Boudreaux.
We're not sure what he is. He was supposed to be a Chihuahua, but he's clearly not a Chihuahua. I think he's a mini pincher.
Min Pin mix.
He's a good boy. You a good boy, buddy? Yes. Should we show him Coda?
If you can get him up there.
Coda's a lot bigger than Buddy.
Oh, Buddy.
Coda.
He's coming around.
Come here, boy.
Coda.
This is Coda. Oh, step on my. Remove that keyboard. Coda's a big boy. He's only like, I don't know how old he is. They said he's about a year, but I don't.
He's like, what am I doing up here?
He's freaking out.
Coda, you're such a good boy.
They said he's a year old, but I don't think he's that old. I think he's younger than that.
He's a sweet boy.
He is. Coda, are you freaking out? So Coda's had a rough life.
Yeah.
He was found in a sewer with his brother. Oh, yes. Are you nervous? He was found in a sewer with his brothers, and they were pretty much dead. And somebody found him and took care of him. And one of his brothers actually still has a cut. And they said that it looked like either somebody sliced his head with a knife or an axe.
Or an axe.
And Coda's didn't get sliced. Now he's healthy, but he's still a little skittish. You can tell he got beat a lot.
Yeah.
If you make like sudden movements towards him.
But he's such a good boy.
He's a sweet dog.
So, and there are two more dogs available. His brothers are still available.
They are?
Yeah.
We got the best one though.
Yep.
So if you want seconds, you can. All right, Coda.
All right, Coda.
Okay.
He's so big.
All right. Like paw prints and stuff on here now. All right. Well,
All right.
on that note.
Thanks for sticking around for that.
Yeah, that was amazing. This is high quality content right here. Dogs.
Let the dogs out.
All right, guys.
Okay.
See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.